Îl invit să ia cuvântul pe Steve O'Michael, rectorul Universității Danubius din Galați. Steve, you have the floor.
Bună ziua. For the benefit of those who may be seeing me for the first time, my name is Steve Michael. I came here from Los Angeles, California, as an example of foreigners who can come to Romania because of your excellent system. I'm invited here. First, I want to thank you for inviting me to give this short speech. I have decided, in the interest of time, I wrote out my paper, and it's free for distribution. Some friends helped me to translate it into Romanian language, so please feel free to take one. What I was looking at, taken from an American train, and I've been here for just about 1 year. I was looking at the Romanian higher education system, assessing the comparative advantages. So I'm not going to go through everything because it's written in the interest of time, but the paper is structured in such a way that I could talk about comparative education and the difference with comparative advantage. I also mentioned the goals that higher education is supposed to achieve in page 3. In page 4 and 5, I focus on the domains of comparative advantages. The first one is accessibility advantage. I thought is very high in Romania, given that your system is elaborate, well developed. As you can tell, you are able to attract 3,200 international students into, so you have room, okay? We can bring more people to your system here. The second one is affordability, which is defined by the relative low cost of obtaining education in Romania. My daughter went to New York University. I pay about $80,000 per year, all right? And I couldn't believe what you pay here. You have huge advantage here. For years, I was attracting people to come to United States and to study undergraduate, but now I changed my mind. I told them there is no cost-benefit analysis to come to United States from third world country to pay high tuition to obtain your education. You can come to Europe. After that, you can come to United States for graduate education. So academic advantage, well-developed, high. Geographic, most people don't know that Romania is a very peaceful area, all right, that you can come, good place to come and study. All right, so you have an advantage here, cultural advantage, a lot to learn from religion, traditions, and the culture of Romania. Economic advantage has a mixed review because on the one hand, it's advantageous to students. On the second hand, it's difficult to be able to attract high-price, high-cost individuals, all right, to pay American salary or Western salary to bring all the scholars. So it has a mixed review. Affiliational advantage is very high because of your participation in Erasmus and European. And after this paper also focused on what I call the limitations to advantages. The first one is language of instruction. I'm very happy to hear what you're doing with the other languages. If you invite international people here and they have to study Romania, where are they going to use the language after they are done? It's either they stay here, but if you're able to train them in other languages and others, bravo. Okay, global ranking also. There's also what I call system bureaucracy. Your system is a little bit centralized. It takes some time to get certain things done. And then the last one is what I call the weak private higher education system. The totality of your system is important, both public and private. If we don't pay attention to the private sector, it's now a relatively weak system. It needs to be developed. This is not new to Romania. I saw it in Russia. I saw it in China. But China is doing some things in order to move this in. So I came up with about 10 recommendations to make things more concrete. The first one is the need to reform your private higher education. You see, when private higher education is first established by individual, it's run like a sole proprietorship. If the person dies, he moves on to something like family business. But then it moves to the third stage where it's professionalized. There is a need to focus on the way to make it more professionalized. Public-private integration, collaboration. I have not seen public universities and private collaborating. In the United States where I came, I was a provost of a medical school in partnership with UCLA, all right? I'm jointly producing medical doctors. Private, public can work together in order to move the system up. Even the private institutions are not working together. There's no strong association of private institutions to come together, to work together, financing private higher education. In the United States, we give money, financial aid to students, and they can take it any institution that is accredited. And it might be something we want to look into. Expansion of instructional language, global diversity. If you come to my class in the United States, you'll be taught by Chinese, by Romanian, by Asian, by India. I mean, the ability to get education from people all over the world is very important. The last thing two things I want to say. It is important for us to have a degree in higher education administration management in this country. I've been looking for it. You see, in the United States, we have people who specialize in the management of universities. So it would be great if we actually have some of the flagship universities to do this. Okay, this is my field. I will volunteer myself to help. I'm not asking for money. I took early retirement in order to come and help. So to develop that intellectual home for higher education would be very, very good. Excellent conference that you are doing here, but usually in the United States, we have hundreds of this type of conference because that industry is so important. All right, and the last thing I will recommend is an affiliation with American Romania Academy. Okay, these are sons and daughters of Romanians that are scattered all over the world. They have conference here every year. The next one is on June 3rd to June 4th at the Polytechnic. My hope is that your university can collaborate with those individuals, bring them home to come and spend a sabbatical and join in programs with some of the intellectuals that you have here. In conclusion, the comparative advantage of the Romanian higher education system is potentially strong. Low tuition environment will become more attractive as costs of undergraduate education in other parts of the world continue to soar. However, to expand and leverage the comparative advantage, higher education leaders, policymakers, and government officials must continue to undertake a holistic assessment of the overall of the higher education system. The assessment must include improving excellence in the private sector, collaboration of public-private sector, reorienting and investing in Romanian higher education as an export, and making Romanian higher education more attractive to the international communities. Thank you.